Yo, what's up guys, 85J here, and today we're back with a different video. Today we are actually here to address a video that I posted not too long ago on Aux, and a lot has changed because that was as soon as I got senior admin, so obviously a lot of this stuff was new to me. I didn't realise exactly all the different, to say the least, owners and their values and etc. So essentially I was going through the stages, obviously going up the ranks, and I didn't go past senior admin, but there is a reason for that. The main reason was Zeus didn't give enough of a shit. The owner did not care about his own server, and I've got proof to back this all up. And the funniest thing is, he's planning on releasing another another release of the map, but he still hasn't paid his last payout. So I'll show you guys DMs and other shit. It just shows that he doesn't give a shit. You might think it's a joke at first, but then it gets repetitive. He says it's not his problem, and it just turns into this loop where it's actually not his fucking problem. Like, he didn't give a shit towards the server, and then whenever we tried to help, he would either ignore it, not respond, or say we fucked something up because we didn't do it his way. So here's a few DMs between us. So this is actually a group chat with Kyle, who was a senior admin, Tway, who was the manager, and within Darkin, who I believe is still admin on it. Let me check that. Oh, he got promoted to admin, manager. No surprise there. But within Darkin he was a good guy. He did try to help, but obviously Zeus is a shit owner, so there isn't much he could have done. So first he kept asking us to send him a list of perms, and we did do that, but then whenever we did, he would ignore it, or he actually responded one time and then did nothing about it. So he kind of reassured us that he would do something, but then he didn't do fuck all about it. I've obviously got a group chat. I'm telling him bugs, so I told him the M was broken, and I helped this guy out, gave him a few things because he wasn't able to do that. I was getting him media. I was telling him about this guy who was possible media. I had more perms to show him. I had some glitches and stuff. Discord glitches, perms, game glitches, and then I showed him. I gave him new ideas for the reclaims because they were a bit shit. There was a lot of perms missing from admins, and then he tried to say none of us had given him a perms list, so Tway had gone and just put a little dot and replied to it to show him that we had, and then literally a week later, after the staff meeting, he had also said, yeah, no, you didn't send us a list, and then I go, we did, and then we prove it to him, and then he says, what, so you expect me to remember a week back? There's also EOTW. He on stream admitted, I don't really give a shit. He ignores the fact that there's an EOTW going on because he said there's 3 people, so he didn't give a shit. He managed to somehow mess up the cap area, put it to a 4x5, which he said, I really don't care right now, laugh my ass off, I made that shit in 1 minute. After me and Cole did repeatedly give him the opportunity for us to run EOTW since he didn't give a shit, and then he tried to move blame and say, oh, it's not my fault that the cap zone wasn't done, it was World Edit. contact the world edit devs, which is a fucking retarded thing to say. And then I give him some proof that there's a guy abusing a glitch. No, we can't hit him.
Io sono reaching.
Which he responds to, and they claim they have the best renders, yet whatever that is isn't working for me. Shit ass PC. So instead of referring to the fact that there's a guy glitching, he uses his shit excuse of, oh, but it's your renders. Like, he genuinely doesn't give a shit at this point, and he's proving it every single time he talks. He just picks up on the fact that it's shit quality instead of the fact that there's a bug, and then I tell him it's a replay and he still doesn't give a shit. And then I told him to fix it, and he said, see, the summer update is gonna have a revamp with everything because Aux State right now isn't cutting it. But at the same time, that's his fault. He gave us perms and then he took them away the next day. He didn't give enough of a shit. I don't know how many times I'm gonna have to say that, but he didn't care enough about whether the perms were fixed or what was happening. He was too busy on AuxPvP for SOTW. And then I told him I banned the guy since you don't give two fucks, because obviously he's abusing a glitch. I've got proof of it. And he literally responds with, nah, not really, proving it again. And then that meant I got both EOTWs, and then he said, let me whitelist staff, and everyone but the manager was whitelisted, which is fucking stupid. In fact, no, everyone but the manager and me and Kyle, which is two senior admins. And then we've got, he says we're messing up shit, but we were fixing the map because essentially he had pasted in this shit map from HG Zones or something. I don't know what it was, but he pasted in the map and none of the fallers were done, so I was just breaking it down, making it like a trap how it should be on a kit map. And he responded with, keep messing up shit. And then once again, for the last time, he had tried to say we didn't send him a list, so Tway had once again pinged it, replied to it, and added him. But that's just a bunch of bullshit to do with staff. Apart from that, it comes to the actual bad thing with Aux. Not only does he not give a shit about the players or the staff or the server state, and he'd rather go play cave, apart from all that, he's not paying any of his media. He hasn't paid out rewards for FTOF, but he's putting out trailers and screenshots and shit saying there's gonna be payouts next map and all of this. But if you can't pay out the first map, how are you gonna pay out the next map? Obviously I've got proof to back all this up, and that's what I'm gonna be showing you guys. So FTOF 10. Yeah, he moved it down to 10 and 30, middle of the map. And then what happened from there is, I've asked him 5 days ago about my payouts. The senior mod has added him in the thing. The developer has asked me a few questions, and now I've added him again this morning, and he still hasn't responded. He's been online multiple times, but he just doesn't give a shit. So I'll show you guys the screenshots. Obviously, you guys are gonna see all this. I obviously need to get my 2 EOTW rewards, which he hasn't even figured out what he's gonna pay out either, which he also admitted. But he just doesn't give a shit, and that's why Aux isn't going far. Alright guys, this is little audio recording in the middle of the editing this. A friend of ours, Prancing Potato, also sort of helped expose them, because unwillingly and unintentionally he admitted that they didn't pay him out either, so he hasn't been paid for his videos or whatever he whatever else he won. And obviously you saw the screenshot that the owner doesn't have perms. Just proves even more. Aux is not gonna go far because it's a shit server. As I was reading through DMs, getting all this proof that I had mentioned, I realised he had requested me and Kyle do a job for him which wasn't so big, but now looking at it, he asked us senior admins to make a staff guide for him, and not only did he ask us to make a staff guide, he sent us a staff guide to copy and said just take all of that and replace the name with AuxPvP. So he just didn't give a shit overall, and I'll show you proof to that, of course. But me and Carl, we didn't take part in that. We left it down to Zeus because obviously we were senior admins. So the next video will be a normal one, but I feel like I had to say this because obviously I did promote his server. I did make a video on it, so it's only right that I tell you guys what is really happening and what actually happened. So yeah, I'll see you in the next one.